Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway, windows cracked, favorite playlist humming, stomach already growling for your son's famous lasagna. It's one of those rare Friday nights where everything feels right. Then your phone lights up with a single text from your lawyer, 3 words that hit like ice water. Call me now. My name is Elena Thompson. I'm 56, raised one kid on my own after his dad walked out when Marcus was 4. That boy became my whole world. Marcus Thompson, 32 now, sharp suit, corner office, beautiful wife named Sarah. The kind of life I used to dream about for him. He'd invited me over for dinner, said he missed my cooking too. I was smiling the whole drive. I glanced at the message again. Harold Grayson never texts like that. Never. Urgent usually means tax forms or a will tweak. I figured maybe Marcus wanted to surprise me with something legal, power of attorney, family trust, who knows. I pulled into a gas station lot, heart thumping just a little too hard. I hit call. Harold picked up before the first ring finished. His voice was low, urgent, almost shaking. Elena, thank God. Listen to me very carefully. This is about Marcus. He's in serious trouble, and what I'm about to tell you is going to break your heart. I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. What he said next still echoes in my head every single night. I was maybe 10 minutes from Marcus's house when that text came through. Red light. I remember exactly, my thumb hovering over the play button on my phone, some old jazz track I love filling the car. Then the screen lit up. Harold Grayson. 3 words. Call me now. I laughed at first. Actually laughed. This man is dramatic, I muttered. Harold's been our family lawyer since Marcus was in high school, dry, precise, never one for theatrics. I figured maybe Marcus finally decided to add me to the deed on that vacation cabin he and Sarah bought last year. Or perhaps there was some mix-up with my own will. Something boring. Safe. The light turned green. I kept driving, but my foot felt heavier. Something wasn't sitting right. Harold doesn't text now unless the building's on fire. So I pulled into the first parking lot I saw, an empty strip mall lot next to a closed nail salon. Engine still running. Hands clammy. I hit the call button. 1 ring. Elena. His voice was tight, like he'd been holding his breath. Thank God you called back so fast. What's going on, Harold? You're scaring me. A pause. Too long. It's Marcus, he said. He came to see me 3 weeks ago. Secretly. He wanted changes made to his estate documents. Big changes. He's cutting you out completely. Everything goes to Sarah. And there's more. A lot more. My mouth went dry. Cutting me out? My only child. The boy I stayed up nights for. The man who still called me every Sunday just to say, love you, Mom. I stared at the dashboard clock. 6:42 p.m. Dinner was supposed to start at 7. Harold kept talking, voice dropping lower. Elena, he's in serious legal trouble. The kind that could send him away for years. And what I'm about to tell you next, it's going to hurt worse than anything you've ever heard. I pressed the phone so hard against my ear it ached. What kind of trouble turns your golden boy into a stranger overnight? What kind of trouble turns your golden boy into a stranger overnight? Harold took a breath that sounded like it hurt. Elena, Marcus came to my office unannounced. No appointment. Looked like he hadn't slept in days. He asked me to draft a new will immediately. Everything, house, investments, savings, straight to Sarah. Your name removed from every beneficiary designation. No mention of you at all. I felt the words land like punches. He cut me out? Completely? Yes. And he was in a hurry. Kept checking his phone. Sweating. I asked why the rush. He said it was personal. Wouldn't elaborate. My mind raced back to last Christmas. Marcus hugging me extra tight, whispering, "You're the best mom anyone could ask for." That same man had already decided I didn't deserve a dime after he was gone. But that's not the worst part, Harold continued. His voice dropped even lower. 2 days after he left my office, I got a call from a detective with the Financial Crimes Unit. They're investigating Marcus for embezzlement. Large sums, hundreds of thousands, missing from his company's client accounts. Forged signatures. Fake invoices. They have digital trails leading straight to him. I press my forehead against the cool steering wheel. Embezzlement. My son. The one who volunteered at the animal shelter every weekend in high school. The one who paid for my roof repair last spring without me even asking. Harold, this can't be right. Marcus wouldn't. He would. Harold cut in gently. And there's more. Evidence suggests he was planning to vanish. New passport application under a different name. One-way ticket booked to Lisbon. He told no one. Not Sarah. Not you. My chest tightened so hard I could barely breathe. He was going to disappear. Leave his wife. Leave his life. Leave me wondering forever what happened to my only child. But what Harold said next made the world tilt sideways. Elena, he used your name. Those 4 words hit harder than everything else combined. I actually gasped out loud, the sound echoing in the empty car. What do you mean, use my name? Harold spoke slowly, like he was trying not to break me completely. Some of the forged documents, the ones transferring funds out of client accounts, list you as a co-signer. Your signature appears on several withdrawal requests. The detective showed me scans. They look real. Very convincing. If this goes to trial, prosecutors could argue you were complicit. Or, at minimum, negligent for not noticing. I felt sick. Physically sick. My own son had forged my signature. Stolen using my identity. Dragged me, his mother, into a felony without a single warning. I thought of the power of attorney form he'd asked me to sign 2 years ago. Just in case something happens to me on a business trip, Mom. I'd signed it without hesitation. Trusted him completely. Had he been planning this even then? Tears burned my eyes. Why would he do this to me? I gave him everything. I don't know, Harold said quietly. But there's one more piece. He fabricated medical records claiming he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Told his doctor, and Sarah, he had 6 months left. Used that diagnosis to justify pulling massive sums from retirement accounts and company funds. Said it was for final expenses and experimental treatment abroad. My beautiful, healthy son had faked dying. To steal. To run. Sarah thought she was losing her husband to cancer, while he was booking flights to disappear with almost $1 million. I looked at the dashboard clock again. 6:58 p.m. Dinner was starting any minute. Harold's voice cracked. Elena, don't go to that house. The police are building a case. They could show up tonight. If you walk in there... I cut him off. I have to see his face when I ask him why. I put the car in drive. Hands shaking so badly, the wheel vibrated. What happens when you knock on your son's door knowing he tried to bury you alive? What happens when you knock on your son's door knowing he tried to bury you alive? I drove the last few blocks in silence. No radio. No thoughts. Just the hum of tires on asphalt and my pulse hammering in my ears. Streetlights blurred past like they were crying too. Harold's final warning looped in my head. Don't go in there, Elena. Wait for the authorities. Let them handle it. But waiting wasn't an option. Not tonight. Not after learning my son had painted me as an accomplice in his own crime. I needed to look into those same brown eyes I'd kissed goodnight for 18 years and ask one question. Why? I turned onto his quiet cul-de-sac. The house glowed warm. Porch light on, curtains open, silhouettes moving behind the glass. Normal. Perfect. A lie. I parked at the curb instead of the driveway. Didn't want my car trapped if things went south. My hands wouldn't stop shaking as I grabbed my purse. The smell of garlic and tomato sauce drifted out when a breeze kicked up. Lasagna. His specialty. The one he learned from me. I walked up the path like I was stepping onto cracking ice. Each step heavier. Heart slamming against ribs. I reached the door. Raised my fist. Before I could knock, it swung open. There he was. Marcus. Tall, smiling, apron tied around his waist, wooden spoon in hand. Mom. You're right on time. Come in. Sarah's setting the... He stopped. Saw my face. The smile vanished.
I didn't wait for him to speak.
We need to talk, I said, voice flat, cold. Right now. His eyes flicked past me to the empty street, then back. Something like fear flashed there, quick gone. He stepped aside. Okay, come in. I crossed the threshold. The door clicked shut behind me like a trap springing closed. And that's when I heard the first siren in the distance. The siren grew louder. 2, maybe 3 cars now, closing in fast. Marcus froze in the doorway, wooden spoon still dripping red sauce onto the hardwood floor. His face drained of color. The smile that had greeted me 1,000 times was gone, replaced by something raw and cornered. Mom, what did Harold tell you? I stepped closer, voice steady even though my knees wanted to buckle. Everything. The will. The money. The fake cancer. My name on those documents. The plane ticket to Lisbon. He looked like I'd slapped him, eyes darting to the window where blue and red lights were starting to flash against the curtains. Sarah appeared behind him from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a dish towel, confusion turning to alarm when she saw our faces. Marcus? What's happening? He didn't answer her, just stared at me. I was going to fix it. All of it. I panicked. The company was bleeding cash after bad investments. I thought if I could borrow enough, get ahead of it, pay it back before anyone noticed. The cancer story was just to buy time, to keep Sarah from asking questions. Tears spilled down his cheeks. I never meant to hurt you. The signature thing. I was desperate. I thought if it came back on anyone, it'd be me.
Not you.
The sirens stopped right outside. Heavy knocks on the door. Police. Open up. I looked at my son, one last time, and felt the strangest mix of love and loss. You already did hurt me, I whispered. More than you'll ever know. They took him away in cuffs. Sarah sobbing in the doorway. Me standing there, numb, watching the only family I had left disappear into the night. That text from Harold saved me from being pulled under with him. But it cost me my son forever. Family isn't just blood. It's trust. When that shatters, no amount of lasagna can put the pieces back together. If you've ever been blindsided by someone you raised, someone you loved more than life, drop your story in the comments. I read everyone. Hit that like button if family secrets scare you as much as they scare me now. Subscribe and turn on notifications because you never know when your phone will buzz and change everything. Thanks for staying with me through this. I'll see you in the next one.